How have these bowl prep practices been? I know you're trying to simulate the game week here.
Yeah, they've been really good. The last 2 days have been probably our most competitive practices while getting ready for a game. We kind of changed things around and we're doing more good on good. And there's been a ton of energy, and I mean that. I think our last 2 practices, preparing for an opponent have been as good as we've had it, and maybe even make some changes like this going forward to next year. But guys are locked in. They're competitive, really competitive. We're getting really good looks, and I'm excited. Just from a long season, and now to see them practicing as hard as they are and competing, I'm fired up. So we've had 2 really good days. We'll slow down a little bit tomorrow because these were pretty intense, and then we'll get on the plane, and that will be an off day for them. And then we'll have 3 more practices down there, and then we'll have a walkthrough the day before the game. So, but I'm encouraged. It's really been cool to see. A lot of the young guys have stepped up. The vets are practicing hard, so it's been awesome. I'm pumped.
You have an indication about anybody who may not play?
Yeah, I have a really good indication. We kind of covered that last week. I gave my opinion on, a couple questions were asked of me, how I feel. So we discussed that pretty heavily. So you guys understand. I'll keep that tight for now for a lot of different reasons. But I understand the question totally.
Coach, preparing for a road trip with families involved and stuff, how different, or I don't want to say annoying, how hard is it, or is it kind of nice to be able to plan that way and plan this week?
Well, one, there's a lot that goes into it, and certainly I got people who are really doing a great job. All our operations people, Mike Morris, Brendan Bishop, Reggie Terry. I mean, those guys, Hannah. They've been working countless hours organizing all this, and it has been. I didn't know how much work went into it. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it, and I'm fortunate to have them so I can focus on coaching the football game. So I can't take credit for any of that, but I'm excited. It'll be our first one together, and I'm sure there'll be things that we might want to do differently the next time we get to go to one. But I appreciate all of their hard work because they've probably been working later hours than they have all year, and I'm grateful to have a really good team.
What's it like balancing guys coming and going, playing and not playing, while also preparing for a good opponent?
No different. Just practicing, guys getting reps, watching film. Feels like we're back in the season now, which is nice. So no, I don't see any difference.
Jeff, I haven't asked in a while, but what about Josh and Sheeta? How are they doing?
Josh
DeBerry's
out there. I think he's progressing pretty well. Sheeta had surgery, so Sheeta's out. But he's around. He's rehabbing, and he will not. Obviously, he won't play in the game, which he certainly will be missed. He's one of our best defensive players, and I thought he had a great year. We really missed him towards the end of the year, but he's out there rehabbing, and he seems in good spirits.
Kind of to that point, how much of an impact has Brandon Barlow had? Because it's been a big year for him stepping up with a lot of guys out.
Huge, consistent, the way he practices, the way he plays. Quietly, he's had a really good season. He's one of the guys we can really count on the most. He's played a lot of snaps this year, and he's gotten better. Coach Vince has done a really good job with him. But yeah, we rely on him big time. So excited to see him finish this thing off and see what he can do in the bowl game.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about Dennis. We talked a ton about him this year.
Yeah.
Now that he's kind of, fading out with his career, what has he meant these last few weeks, and just kind of what's he been like?
Yeah, he's still the same. I'll give you an example. I always like to keep the guys involved and ask their opinions on things that we do and certain things for the bowl game. Some of the things that they have going on for the players, and he's one of the guys I still went to. He's still a leader of this team. He's still out there every day practicing. He gave us some great look reps today, throwing the ball around. Does a great job. One of the best leaders on the team, and just glad we have him. And he's handled it unbelievable, just like he always does. So we will miss him for sure.
When you have this much time, and there is a certain part of it that's kind of looking towards the future a little bit, is there anything different in your preparation that you do maybe experimentally, thinking this may be something we want to consider moving forward?
Definitely. Whether that's moving guys' positions around, whether it's implementing some new touches on the schemes, offense, defense, and special teams, yes. You have some time to sit back and digest a couple things and say, oh, let's try this guy here. Let's run this blitz. Let's tweak this coverage. let's run this play. So there's definitely some of that, which makes it fun because you do have time. You kind of get away from that in the game week because it's so fast, right? You're getting ready for the big test every Saturday, but now you have some time. So you just got to be careful. You got to be careful not to do too much and get away from what you do best. But we were able to have some really good practices, just good on good, and now we're kind of into game week with still, we really have 4 more practices to go. So now we'll really start to tighten it up. But we definitely have been experimenting with a bunch of different things.
More along those lines, how are the young guys in the O-line coming along? Seems like a pretty bright future for them.
Yeah, I think they're going to be good players. You know, that was the nice part. We were able to do a lot of 1s versus 1s, 2s versus 2s, and mix guys in to get guys reps, really probably more so last week than this week because now we're getting in the game prep again. So I think the young guys on the offense and defensive line did a good job. You know, we were really able to watch them and get them more plays. We kind of took the vets, we gave them some reps off last week, you know, and we used the younger guys more. Now we're getting the vets back into it because they'll do the majority of the playing.
Jeff, I know you can't speak to the specifics about recruiting, and it's a dead period and everything too, but the DMV has been so important for you guys. Going and playing the Military Bowl in Annapolis, are you able to do anything with potential recruits down the road during that week at all?
No, we can have coaches come around and visit practice. We can't have players. It's a dead period, so we can't have contact with them. But that's been a great area for us, and I know coaches are. It's very tied into that area. You know, former high school coach in that area, he's really tied in. So I think he's excited. He'll probably have about 150 people at the game. He'll probably have people at the hotel, but as far as recruits go, no, we can't do that. I wish we could, but those are the rules, and we'll follow them.
Coach, just random kind of question. Christmas gift-wise, best football-related gift or memory you have?
Best Christmas gift? Gosh, maybe when I was a young kid. I got a Rambo train set. Remember the movie Rambo?
Yeah.
I loved Rambo. Like, I wanted to be Rambo when I grew up, but look at me, I don't look anything like him.
Cool.
But I got a Rambo train set, and I remember just playing with that thing, and it was like the coolest thing I ever got in my life. That and like just give me a basketball or football when I was younger, and I was good to go. That train set stands out.
So now that I know the Rambo thing, do you kind of use that mentality in that dark place you go to, pool games?
I think Rambo is a lot cooler than I am. Maybe one day.
For East Carolina, you know, we talked a little about them last week. One interesting wrinkle for offense, their wide receiver, Tyler Snead, the slot guy, number 22. He can also throw the ball.
Yeah, he's thrown a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen it. I actually showed the guys yesterday on defense.
Is that something you got to prepare for as well?
You just got to be aware. You have to have awareness for it. You can't worry about that the whole game or you'll never stop him. I mean, he's got like 70-something catches, right? So you start worrying about him throwing the ball, you won't stop him from catching it. He's a good player. He's a really good player. I have a lot of respect for him. He's a returner, punt returner, kick returner. I mean, they throw him the ball, they motion him, they move him around, he throws the ball. Just a great college football player.
Yeah, and then defensively, who sticks out to you? I know you focus on offense, but is there a DB or anyone that pops out?
The one DB, I think maybe number 4. I think their DBs are good. I think their safety's a good player. I think their linebackers play very aggressively. I like their scheme. They do a lot of different coverages, a lot of different pressures. So they throw a lot at you. I think they're really well coached on defense. I definitely watch more of the other side of the ball, and as these next few days, I'll catch up a little bit. But I'm impressed watching them, the way they run to the ball, how hard they play, and the variety of things that they do. I'm excited to dive more into it.
All set, guys.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Have a good day.